What's good, YouTube, man? It's been a while. Been under the weather, but still am a little bit. But like, I'm better. So yeah, trade deadline ended yesterday, and that's what I'm gonna talk about today. Yeah, I wasn't really able to do much because like I've been like stuffed up, you know, congested. So don't want this to sound weird when I talk in that way. So yeah, today I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna look through all of these notable deals. Um, and I'm gonna just look through all the ones that are here that were uh, done within the last couple of days, from recent to least recent. So actually, I'm gonna start from the beginning. So Pistons, we got, I can't pronounce his name, Simone Fontecchio, from the Jazz, and we traded Kevin Oxenmore. Um, I don't really know. I'm not too familiar with his game, but I know he's putting about 9 a game on 45% shooting. I don't know if he's a shooter or not, but he's 28, he's from Italy. I don't really pay attention to um I don't really pay attention to Jazz. I did watch a few of their games. I don't pay attention because their commentators kind of annoy me. But yeah, it's a good addition to the squad. He's shooting 39 from three this year, so that'll be a good addition. He'll space the floor out more. I know. Uh, he'll probably start him or Grimes probably. But yeah, solid. Kevin Knox, he was just super up and down for us, so I understand. But who else did we give up? Uh, well, he's a free agent after this season, so it'll be good. It's like a rental unless we re-sign him. So it's good to have somebody shooting about 40% on about 5 attempts from three. So that means they're making about 2 out of 5 every time. So that's solid. Xavier Tillman to the Celtics, and the Grizzlies get 2 second-round picks and Lamar Stevens. That's a great pickup. They were kind of lacking depth at big, other than Al Horford, because they got rid of Robert Williams. So Tillman, he's been coming into his own as a player, and that's a really good pickup for them. Grizzlies, I think they're going to rebuild mode because we know they got rid of Steven Adams, traded him to the Rockets. So I think they might be, unless they're just this season, they don't have anything to lose because Ja's out for the season. Jaren Jackson Jr., he's just out there playing his heart out. So Desmond Bane's been injured, so they're just making moves. Monte Morris to the Timberwolves, Shake Milton, Troy Brown, second-round pick to the Pistons. Great trade for the Pistons. We made some great trades. I know later on I'm going to talk about the bigger trade, but I know we got rid of Monte, but I know Timberwolves needed some vet presence off the bench. Troy Brown losing Troy Brown, that's kind of tough, but Monte Morris is going to do good as a vet off the bench. Troy Brown was really a big piece to that team. Well, he was a good piece to that Lakers last year. He's a good player, but to have him on Pistons, solid, man. We got some veteran presence. We got Shake Milton coming too, who can play. So, in my opinion, both teams get what they need out that trade. Buddy Hield to the Sixers, but they give up Marcus Morris, Kork Maz, and 3 second-round picks to the Pacers. I know Buddy hasn't been on that type of timing that he's usually on shooting this season, but hey, I knew he was going to get out, but I didn't think it would be this late. I thought he would have been gone by now from the Pacers. But I know, Buddy, he's a shooter. He going to add that element to the squad. Him, Tyrese Embiid when he's healthy, Tobias, solid. They got guys like they got Covington, if I'm not mistaken. They got Nick Batum. So They got veteran presence on the team. They just got to put it together because Buddy Hield's a great addition for them. I know they said something about Paul George next offseason if he don't get a sign back to the Clippers, but that'll be tough. And I think that both teams, because you get a Morris twin who can play, Korkmaz, who's always been solid, under the radar type of guy. But yeah, that's solid. Kelly Olynyk, Ochai Agbaji to the Raptors. Kira Lewis Jr., Otto Porter in the first round. I don't know why the Jazz did this. Kelly Olynyk has always been, he's been loved since he's been in Utah. I know he's a Canadian. He's a Canada guy. He's from Canada. Ochai, youngin. Raptors just going to add to their young core. I like that for the Raptors, but I don't know why the Jazz, they got Kira Lewis Jr. and Otto Porter, who's been super injury prone as of late. But, yeah, man, Kelly Olynyk, he's a scorer. He does the right things. I thought the Celtics were going to get him instead of a guy like Tillman, but Tillman's a good pickup. So, Raptors picking up Olynyk and Ochai. A good young guy. Ochai has the potential to be great if he continues to put in the work and stay consistent. So, both teams got, I don't know, though. I don't know what the Jazz were trying to do. I know they got a first rounder out of it, so that'll work. And this is for this year's draft. So, Hayward to the Thunder. Trey Mann and Davis Bertans to the Hornets. Good pickup, in my opinion. Hayward, when healthy, 15-plus points per game, night in, night out. Trey Mann, he just wasn't given the opportunity that he should have gotten. And with the Hornets, they waived James Bouknight. And I think Trey Mann's going to be able to flourish off the bench over there in the Hornets, who's, I don't know if I wouldn't call them, they got some good players. They're not like rebuilding, but it's more so of just like they got to grow as a team. So, yeah, Davis Bertans, he wasn't really getting much take over there either. Good shooting, big. But Gordon Hayward to the Thunder, that's a good pickup. That is a great pickup. I like that pickup for that team. And they didn't even give a pick, one of their million picks that they got. So I like that for them. This was a no-need trade. Pistons, we traded for Daniel House, and we gave up a second-round pick, but we waived him right after. So that does nothing to the team. Now, this is the big trade for us. So Bojan Bogdanovic, Alec Burks to the Knicks for Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, and 2 second-rounders. So we give up Bogdanovic, who's hasn't really been the most effective. He'll put up 30, but are we winning the game? No. So I know losing a guy like him is going to be tough. But we won 2 in a row because Ivy is getting touches. I'm going to talk about who we waived yesterday at the end, hopefully, if I don't forget. But Knicks looking stacked. I'm sorry. Alec Burks is back in New York. They got Bojan Bogdanovic, who's a wing, who can play now, score, bucket. We also waived Danilo Gallinari. He rarely even played for us, so I don't know why we even got him. But, yeah, man, that's a big trade. We got Quentin Grimes, nice young player, shooter. Evan Fournier, he's going to be good for us because he can actually create offense. And he and Tom Thibodeau, they did not like each other, so he didn't play all that money. He was putting up good numbers. Out of nowhere, something happens. Locker room, he doesn't play for the last couple seasons. And to have him, a guy who we know what he's capable of, seen it in Orlando, seen it in New York when he was playing. We've seen it in that stint where he was in Boston. He can play. He can create. It's just his defensive, I guess. That's what Thibodeau was mad about, I guess. His defensive effort, his lack of effort. But I like the pickup. Malachi Flynn, he hasn't panned out to what we expected him to be. I had high expectations for him coming out of college, but that's neither here nor there. neither here nor there. You know what I'm trying to say. Daniel Gafford to the Mavericks. Rashawn Holmes, future first rounder, to the Wizards. So Rashawn Holmes was not playing much for the Mavs. Getting Daniel Gafford, though, quality big. But you got your boy. You got Derek Lively. You should let him flourish. But he going to have to be off the bench, Gafford, because I don't think he's going to produce at the rate that Derek Lively is, because he's just so young and hungry for it. Rashawn Holmes to the Wizards. Wizards are tanking something. They're just not good. Kuzma, I'm surprised he's not gone. But I feel like he's going to be gone sooner or later. Dang, I didn't even see this one whenever it happened. Spencer Dinwiddie to the Raptors. Dennis Schroeder, Thaddeus Young to the Nets. But the Raptors waived Dinwiddie. So, the Nets have Dennis Schroeder. I kind of like that look. But I wasn't expecting them to trade Dinwiddie. But they did get Thad Young and Schroeder in exchange. Two vets who can play now and contribute to winning. So, Nets for sure won that trade, especially the fact that the Raptors waived Dinwiddie like he couldn't contribute to their team. PJ Washington to the Mavericks. Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and a first-round pick to the Hornets. So I feel like all this time, the Mavs have been missing out on that big man like PJ. And that's a perfect guy that you can put on the team with Luka and Kyrie. A guy who can stretch the floor, rebound, and flat-out score. And I feel like he's going to get a lot more opportunities playing with Luka. I'm not shading LaMelo. LaMelo, he's just been hurt a little too much early in his young career. Seeing Luka's going to pick and roll, pick and pop. He's going to find him. He's going to be a solid 15-plus points per game guy. 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 rebounds. He's going to play because they got rid of Grant Williams, who's the 3. So their lineup now is going to have to be Luka, Kai, Timmy, PJ, Lively. That's solid. Solid 5. That's a solid 5. And then Grant Williams, Seth Curry, and the first to the Hornets. Grant Williams, he was doing his job. I don't see why they traded him. But I feel like they didn't really have any other assets or pieces that they could trade for PJ other than him and Seth. Seth, he hasn't been himself. Like, when Seth was in Philly, he was just, his job was to hit threes at a high clip. And he was doing that. And ever since, I know he got injured when he was with Brooklyn. And his second stint with the Mavs, it hasn't been the best. But I hope the best for him, man. Shooter, he's back in the hometown. Grant, I know he's going to be all right. He's going to be chill. He's going to go back to playing the 4. Because he was kind of the 3 in the Mavs. On the Mavs, actually. But I feel like both teams got what they wanted out of this. I thought I saw Desmond Bane's name here. I got scared. But no, Royce O'Neal, David Roddy to the Suns. 3 second-round picks and salary to the Nets, and Utah Watanabe to the Grizzlies. Suns are just making the roster deeper than it already is. Getting Royce O'Neal, a guy who can facilitate on the wing, defend, rebound. He's like a do-it-all guy off the bench. And David Roddy, we really haven't even seen his full potential. I thought he could have came in and been a Dylan Brooks type of player, but he hasn't really been that in his young career. He's only in his second season. I had kind of high expectations for him because I knew Dylan Brooks was going to be gone. But he's on the Suns. Nets get some picks and money. And Watanabe to the Grizzlies. Like I said, Watanabe, he's a good shooter. But the Suns had to give something up to get those 2 guys. So that's valid enough for me. 3-team trade there. Pat Bev to the Bucks. Campaign and a second-round pick to the 76ers. I saw that Pat Bev announced this himself on his own podcast. That is a That's a G move. I like it. But it's basically just an exchange of vet point guards. Pat Bev's going to bring that defensive mentality that the Bucks have been missing to the team. So I like that. I like that campaign. He can play. He's just been overlooked. I don't know, man. But that works for me. I like it for both sides. They get veteran presence off the bench. Doug McDermott to the Pacers. Wait, I'm sorry. Doug McDermott to the Pacers. Marcus Morris, second round pick in cash to the Spurs. So Marcus Morris just got through a round. Dougie McBuckets, he's back in Indiana. Doug, he's a college legend. You know, he's done in his career. Shooter. Hey, Dougie's been a consistent 9, 10 plus points per game in his career. He's had a down year this year, but he's gonna go to the Pacers, where he's gonna fit in off the bench, really, because now their lineup is looking like Tyrese, Ben Mathurin, Nesmith, Siakam, Miles, then Obi, Nembhard, Isaiah Jackson, Dougie. He can get in there because Jarris Walker, they're not playing him like that. So I feel like Dougie, he's going to get in because he has that, like I said, I keep saying veteran presence. Being a vet in the league is actually valuable, but it's not as valuable as it used to be because lots of vets now are just trying to get that check and not actually mentor the youth of the NBA. Draft rights to Israel Kamagate to the Clippers. Cash to the Nuggets. Does nothing for either team. Corey Joseph and cash to the Pacers. Second round pick to the Warriors. I thought that they were going to get cash for Kojo. But again, Corey, he wasn't really doing much for Golden State. But Corey's solid. Delano Brown to the Trailblazers. I don't know what Delano Banton. That guy has a lot of potential as a point wing. He's a big point. He's to the Blazers. I don't know what they gave up for him. He has a lot of potential. I like his game. All he's missing is a jump shot. Jaden Springer to the Celtics. Why did they put those two? They're not together, though. Springer to the Celtics. I like Springer. I have liked him since I was a young kid when he was at IMG. Those teams are always tough. He just always played a simple game. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just straight to the point. Bucket. Plays defense, too. I like that pickup for the Celtics. I really do. And then Robin Lopez to the Kings. Cash to Celtics. Robin Lopez is a cone. Robin Lopez is a cone. I was watching the game versus the Suns, and he might have let dude score 4 straight possessions off layups because he didn't help off the screen. All he had to do was put his hand up. He could have altered the shot, and he just looked at them scoring the layup. He's a cone. Now, I wanted to talk about Killian Hayes being cut. Well, waived. I know people are like, why couldn't we get anything in return for him? He's just been so consistently bad for us. We got to deal with him being waived. I'm sorry. Killian, man, I love you. Love you as a guy. Play style, I like it. It just wasn't consistent enough for me as a fan. Yeah, man. Wish you the best wherever you go next. It's just the jump shot for me. And the turnovers and the decision making. That's it. I thought you were gonna have an arc like Lonzo. No. Yeah. I just wanted to give my thoughts on trade deadline activities. Knicks are contenders 100% if they weren't before. Let me talk about the Cavs. Cavs have been on a roll. Started 14-16. They're now 31 and like 18, I think, or something like that. They're number 2 in the East now. Donovan Mitchell should have been an All-Star starter. Ooh. Shout out my boy Alex in class the other day. He told me to talk about All-Star snubs. But in reality, I can do that right now. Giannis, starter. Embiid, starter. Reese, starter. Dame should not be a starter. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, Trae Young. All deserve it more. Tatum, starter. Easy. Reserves. Bam. Paolo. Yes. Scotty Barnes. He got the nod off an injury of Embiid. Yes. And Julius Randle also injured. Jalen Brunson should be maybe starter. Maxey, yes. Donovan Mitchell, yes. Randle, yes. Trae Young, yes. I like it. Jaylen Brown's on here. He is. I can't think of who I wanted over. I talked about it, but snubs. I'm going to just look up an all-star snub list right now, because I don't have anybody on the top of my head other. Rudy Gobert, he got snubbed. Not really. I thought Sengun should have been an all-star. Siakam, I don't think he's an all-star starter or all-star. No. Brunson should have been a starter, yes. That was a snub. De'Aaron Fox or Sabonis. Let me look at the... Wait. See, I'm doing myself bad. I'm doing myself bad right now. Let me look at the West, and then I can talk about snubs. Let me do that. So I already talked about the East. Okay, that's the East. Now, where's the West? LeBron, captain. You already know what I'm going to say. This has to stop. They got to stop. And you know what I'm going. I'm not even going to say what has to stop, but it has to stop. LeBron James, captain. Are you serious? Luka, starter. KD, starter. Shea, starter. LeBron, obviously, starter. Nikola Jokic, starter. Curry, not a starter. Crazy. And he's been on a run ever since, proving why. Steph Curry should have been an all-star starter this year. I don't care about numbers. It's if LeBron's a starter, Curry's a starter. League. Come on. Y'all know better. If you're going to do it to him, you're going to do it to the other GOAT, one of the other GOATs. One of the other top 3 of the generation. Him, KD, and Brown are the best 3 players of the generation. D-Book off the bench, yes. Steph, yes. AD, yes. Ant, yes. Paul George. I gave him the nod. I'm lying. I did. Kawhi, yes. And I had Sengun instead of Cat. Let's look at Cat's numbers this year. I know they gonna drop. Cat averaging a solid 23 and 8.5. Solid. But people think. Okay, now let me look at the snubs list and see if I agree, disagree, whatever. De'Aaron Fox. Okay, who would he have been over realistically? Not Booker. Maybe PG. I understand. But I didn't even have him making my first, so. Anthony Edwards, he's on the team. Not even a starter, though. It's hard to be a starter now, bruh. Shea, low-key be getting locked up when I watch him every time. Every time I watch Shea, he getting locked up by Chris Dunn last game. Lakers, Clippers, I don't know. Harden. What is this, last season? This is last year. I want 2024 snubs, not 2023 snubs. Now, I have a 2024, even though all those names I listed are snubbed in a way. Snubs. Scotty Barnes is in. Trae Young is in. They were talking about Derek White. No, I'm sorry. Derek White's not an all-star. I know he has the pull. He's a very valuable player to that team, but no. Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. I'll give it to Cat, though. Cat and PG deserve it. So I don't really have any snubs this year that I agree with. Because I know, nope. Sengun over Cat any day. That's my pick. That's my snub pick for sure. But yeah, I was talking about Knicks being contenders now. Can't be a pretender in the playoffs though. That's all I gotta say. I still got Celtics coming out the East. Clips or Suns or Nuggets. Or if the Warriors get their work together, bro, because they've been looking good lately. Kuminga looking like what he's been advertising himself to be. And yeah, man. Can't wait till April because I can't write about regular season games, really. I can. I'm going to start, bro. I'm stalling too much. I said I was going to start the blog, but I haven't been able to. But I can at least write on my Instagram, man. At least get some stats. Get some stuff down. I'm going to lock in for y'all, bro. But, yeah, man, that's all I got today. Just wanted to talk my talk again. Because it's been a while, man. I told y'all I've been sick. But sometimes that's not an excuse. But at the same time, when I sounded like I couldn't speak. I couldn't sit here for however long, 20, 25, 30 minutes, and have a clear nose, blow it before. And by the time I was done, I'd be snot dripping. So I just wanted to make sure that I was good enough to talk for a long period of time without having to worry about having to blow my nose. But yeah, man, hopefully I'll get back to the writing tip with NBA stuff. I got League Pass, so I just need to lock in. I can't get the big games, though, but I can get the ones that are good. So I'll look tonight. And again, I'm out, guys. Thanks. Oh, I posted one of these on Spotify. I'm going to start posting on Spotify just to try to get some more publicity. And this one's going to go on Spotify for sure. And now, I'm out. Peace.